Din 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 dan ya din din din.
Hi, I'm Warmup, and I'm going to show you how to do a lunge. So what is a lunge? Before we go on to that, what is a lunge? So a lunge is a piece of footwork used to attack with a rapier. This is a rapier. So when we're ready to attack, we attack by lunging and then come back to make ourselves safe. So if you don't know how to warm yourself up, go and have a look at the video for that. Before we do the lunge itself, we're going to just prepare our body a little bit with some other stuff, so a little bit of a specific warm-up. So to start off with, I like to just do a gentle swing. Once I feel like I've done the warm-up that I need to, then I move on to hip outs. So I lift one leg, arm out, and I open like so. So what I'm trying to do here is get the groin to open up, and I'm bringing the arm in at the same time to kind of counter-rotate here. So I do a few on this side, and you can see that from the other side, same thing. And then I do the other leg, same idea. And if you need to, when you're doing this, you can hold onto a wall or something, maybe a partner. Once I've done that, I put my feet double shoulder width apart, put my arms out, turn one way, and I point my foot where I'm going to go, and I lean into it a little bit. And then I turn the other foot the other way, and I lean into it a little bit. And I just keep doing that for a little while until I feel like I've reached my comfortable lunging position. And the whole time I'm doing this, I'm keeping the weight through the heel of the foot. It's also important as you do this, because we're essentially lunging already. It's important as you do this that the knee points in the same direction as the toes. So from the side, my knee and my toes are in line. And I go the other way. So once we're feeling warm and comfortable with those, we've gotten to the position where we need to be. We're going to move on to the lunge itself. So to lunge, first off, you need to know how to stand. And a nice way to stand is with shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit more. Your weight on the rear leg, the foot turned out ever so slightly, the front foot and knee pointing towards the imaginary opponent, two fists between your elbow and your chest, the hand pointing towards the imaginary opponent. And I'll show you that from the front. So my weight's on the back leg. My front foot and knee are pointing forwards. My hand's pointing where I want to go. And I also have just a little bit of space between my heels. So if my feet were together, you can sort of see that my feet are making an L like this. And that way, when I come into guard, it's very easy for me to pass straight back. So I want to have that pass back room. So that's how to stand. Now, when you lunge, you want to make sure that the arm goes first. You're pushing from the leg. The heel here lifts. And then it's going to land about 1 foot length forwards. And then we're just going to roll that on, keeping the weight on the front foot the whole way through. As I do this, that foot and knee continue to point forwards towards my target. And it's best if I don't actually look, so I'll use some other devices to help me to practice that later on. The rear hand can either stay where it is and recover, or I can think about having a wall behind me and I can push off the wall as I lunge. So the lunge always starts with this extension of the arm, driving of the leg, lifting here, that heel pops up, flick it forwards, heel lands, rolling on and forwards. From the front. So starts with the hand, follows with that drive from the rear leg, heel of the front foot lifts, heel lands, roll on. For the recovery, there are a few different ways to do it. The way that I like to do it is I drive off this foot, pulling my weight back onto this leg, bring the foot back, and then return the arm to where I need it to be. So from the front, same idea. lunge to recover, pull my weight back, pull my arm back. Okay, so it's useful to practice this by using some kind of assistance, and you could use a phone or a mirror or a partner. So the easiest way is with your partner. What your partner's watching for is at the end of my lunge, I want to make sure that my knee and foot are aligned. That's really important to protect my knee from injury. And so my partner's looking and making sure that my knee is in the correct place. Now, if my knee happens to have come in like this, then my partner should tell me, turn out your knee, and then I'll bring it back out. And if my knee was too far out, they might say, turn in your knee, and then I'll bring it back in a bit. But the whole time I'm not looking at my knee. I'm looking where I'm trying to go. So I get to here, my partner checks it, gives me a bit of advice, and then I recover back. So I'll show you that with a partner. That's good. You put yourself on guard. You do your lunge. Your partner looks at your knee. If it's good. If your knee tends to turn out. Great. And you put it in the right place. It's also worth checking this when you're in guard as well. Thank you. So that's how you do it with a partner. You can do the same thing with a mirror or with a phone, turning it onto selfie mode. Usually with a phone, I find it handy to have a tripod or something. I even sometimes will use my laptop or something like that for Zoom. And that gives me a really good angle to see my knee and what's going on. So you can also practice your lunging with a sword in a hand against a target. And it's kind of fun. You want to make sure you're holding the sword correctly with one finger over the cross. And then you can practice looking at your target and thinking about the bit that you want to hit and hitting that. And I like to do this starting off just really close, so I just extend the arm and hit the target. And then I get a little bit further back and I can extend and lean to hit the target. And then a little bit further back so I can extend and lunge to hit the target. Making sure to recover every time. And this is great for practicing distance because I can get a little bit further back and still hit my target. Or I can start to extend my lunge a little bit to hit my target. And I can also practice doing this, turning my hand into the different hand positions as I lunge. So I close a line. So I can do it with my fingernails up, with my fingernails down in second, with my hand in a sort of handshake position, third, and of course in first with my fingernails out to the side, thumb pointing down. That one's probably the most difficult. Mostly you want to practice fourth and second. And every time I keep my palm down on my rear hand. Enjoy.